Welcome to Hofstra Today,
The top stories from around campus.
a look inside the Pride Network.
And Hofstra Today gets into the Thanksgiving spirit.
All that and more at and around Hofstra Today. Welcome to Hofstra Today. I'm Max Sacco.
And I'm Gabe James.
Well, Gabe, it might be the Thanksgiving season. We're getting close to Christmas time as well, but there's one holiday, if you can even call it a holiday, we have to talk about, and that is Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Two of my favorite holidays. Gabe, are you an avid shopper on either or?
You know, I really do love Black Friday. You will always see me at Walmart, but I'm not really a Cyber Monday person.
Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you. I'm a big Black Friday shopper myself. I'd like to talk about shopping, but we got to get to the news. A quick reminder that Thanksgiving recess is upon us here at Hofstra University. Classes will not be in session from Wednesday, November 24th to Saturday, November 27th. Enjoy this well-deserved recess, eat some good food, and spend time with your loved ones.
On Saturday, November 13th, volunteers will go out in groups to rake and bag leaves for Hempstead and Uniondale residents for community service and some autumn fun. Session 1 will take place from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. with an 8:15 a.m. check-in time. And Session 2 will have an 11:45 a.m. check-in time and starts at 12:30 p.m. Volunteers will meet in the Student Center multi-purpose room, then drive with their assigned volunteer driver to each home. Upon completion, each volunteer will receive a meal pass to either Napolini Express or Jersey Mike's, two off-campus favorites.
The Hofstra community mourns the passing of Chair Emerita Helene Fortunoff. The late Fortunoff was a member of the Hofstra Board of Trustees since 1990 and became chair in '96. During her time, she helped form the engineering, medical, and nursing programs. In 2006, Hofstra honored her with the Presidential Medal, which is one of the highest achievements the university can offer. In tribute to her passing, the university will have all flags lowered to half-staff.
Do you want to learn more about journalism and gain advice from experts in the field? If so, attend the Long Island Journalism Hall of Fame discussion tomorrow, November 11th. The event will take place in Studio A of the Lawrence Herbert School of Communication. You will hear from a panel of Long Island Journalism Hall of Famers about their experiences in the field and the future of journalism. The event is free and open to the Hofstra community, but be sure to register on Eventbrite.
Hofstra journalism professor Mario Gonzalez has been awarded another New York Emmy for his work at Newsday. Professor Gonzalez was a video editor for a long-form piece called Proving Innocence, the Story of Keith Bush. Bush was wrongfully convicted of murder in 1975 and spent 33 years in prison before being exonerated in 2019. Hofstra Today sat down with Keith Bush when he spoke at Hofstra 2 years ago to learn more about his emotional journey. This is Professor Gonzalez's third Emmy win and 13th nomination. Congratulations to Professor Gonzalez and the Newsday team on their hard work.
On Wednesday, November 17th, Professor Ashish Kumar will discuss of allies in storytelling and queer dysphorias as part of the Center for Race's Colloquial series of lectures. The Center for Race, Culture, and Social Justice was established in 2017 to promote diversity and cultural awareness on campus. The event will run from 1 to 2:25 p.m. in Studio A of the Lawrence Herbert School of Communication. Professor Kumar's lecture will be free and open to the public, but requires advance registration for attendance.
On Tuesday, November 16th, political science professor William P. Schaefer will present The Crisis of Police-Minority Relations, A Few Rotten Apples or a Rotting Barrel, as part of the PSC Talks Politics lecture series. This series allows Hofstra political science faculty to examine current events from a deeper academic and nonpartisan perspective. The lecture will run from 4:20 to 5:45 p.m. in the Cultural Center Theater of the Axon Library, and the event is free and open to the public, but advanced registration is required for attendance.
Hofstra University is in for a sweet treat on November 17th as the Center for International Financial Services and Markets, in partnership with the Zarb School for Business, is joined by the CEO of Ben & Jerry's, Matthew McCarthy. The event will touch on McCarthy's plans going forward to expand the brand's social impact while ensuring a quality product for all. Join this virtual event hosted from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. by registering on the Hofstra events calendar.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, we get in the Thanksgiving spirit with Caitlin Moran from 2 Weeks Notice.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Hofstra Today. To get in the holiday spirit, Gabe and I are going to try our hand at some fun crafts.
And joining us live in the studio to help us make some lovely pine cone turkeys, we have the host of 2 Weeks Notice, Caitlin Moran. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
So, Caitlin, kick us off here. What exactly are we doing with the pine cones?
We are making some good-looking turkeys. Look at those turkeys. They're pretty good.
That is a very pretty turkey.
I made this
have
one
to admit.
myself. I am a craft connoisseur, as you will.
Would you like to show it off?
I will. So, as you can see, some paper, some googly eyes. What can't you love? So, we're going to make our own turkeys right now.
I like how my turkey looks like it has whiskers in the front.
Oh,
a
that's
fun
cute.
moment.
Maybe make a little
Whisker.
cat out of it instead
No,
of a
a cat
turkey.
turkey.
A cat turkey. Who knows?
That's progressive.
It looks like we might have to fight over these glue bottles because there's only 2.
Wow, I immediately forgot exactly what this face looked like.
I
So
forgot
look
how
again.
to open a glue bottle. It's been a while since kindergarten.
That's true.
I think you twist them.
Gabe, they didn't teach us this in Chicago where I grew up. I don't know if they taught you
Chicago.
this in California.
You know,
how
in
to open
Cali,
it.
I definitely think they taught all of us how to open glue bottles.
Deep dish, but no glue bottles.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
all
it
you
is.
got. So, do you guys like Thanksgiving or Christmas more?
Christmas.
I think that the food for Thanksgiving slaps, but I will also just have it for Christmas as well if I need to.
That's true. That's
so
true.
I will have to say Christmas as well. I do love gifts, and I love giving people gifts and seeing their reactions when they open them.
So I fully can't get my glue bottle open.
Do you need some assistance?
I do need assistance.
You want to pick out some googly eyes?
I will pick out googly eyes in the process.
You know, honestly, it might just. Did we glue the eyes on?
Yeah. So
I don't think
this
they're
is supposed to be the face.
Yeah, my face is not working right now.
It's feeling a little stuck.
We're just gonna have to
Would
go.
you?
Like,
We can have a communal glue bottle.
Yes.
that, I'll work on
Oh,
a communal
okay.
glue
I
bottle.
feel like there's just.
I don't
a
know
lot of
how
dry
to
glue here.
wedge it in there.
Whoa, there's glue in my hands. That's fun.
Ugh. Who do you think was like, let's decide to animate turkeys?
That's a great question.
I feel like Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown
Was there
decided.
animated turkeys in Charlie Brown?
Yeah, there's a Charlie Brown special for everything.
But I don't think
I know,
there's.
but
I don't think
there's an
there's a
animated
turkey in
turkey
there.
in there.
They just eat popcorn for some reason. I mean, it makes sense. They're like elementary schoolers. They only know how to
yeah, I don't
make
think he's-
popcorn and toast. But Snoopy, I think, butters the toast for them, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
All right, well then that brings up the next question. What's your favorite Charlie Brown holiday special?
Oh, definitely
this-
Great Pumpkin.
Really?
I'm a
Great
big
Pumpkin?
Halloween fan. Oh,
Really?
no. What about you?
I'm pretty partial to the Christmas one.
That's right, Christmas one.
Oh, that one is. It has a good song.
It does.
We had these when I was growing up. You know those like little jelly window stickers.
Yes, yes, yes.
We had those of
Oh, this is the
of
Pro
Charlie
Cookie.
Brown. So me and my brother's job was to decorate the scene every year on their window.
Oh wait,
Oh,
that's really cute
That's
actually.
so gorgeous. I love that.
My dog ate one once, so
I feel like that's
that
not
was
healthy
rough.
for a dog.
No, it definitely isn't. But that was the end of that character.
I hope it wasn't Linus. I think Linus is my favorite.
Oh no, Linus
Him and
is
his
fine.
little. I like the piano guy. I don't even know his name. He's just jamming on that piano though.
Shorter? Something like that?
Schroeder.
Schroeder.
It's something where it's themed for like an actual composer.
Because he plays Beethoven though,
Yeah.
but it's not Beethoven.
I'm gonna get my feathers ready because I'm already on the feather stage.
Oh, okay. Way to brag. I'm making hair for my turkey.
Wow.
Oh, this is smart. We can
I
do a
got
little-
so not far with my
Dippage.
turkey. But I do want to say, Caitlin, thank you so much for coming and joining us with this enjoyable project, if I was able to get through
was-
it. I do
Really, if
appreciate
the,
the
glu-
R's
if
of
the,
yours.
really
if the
good.
glue didn't take so long, I'd have.
If your turkey looks like this, probably don't eat it.
You can check out the next episode of 2 Weeks Notice next Thursday at 8 p.m. only on the Heat Network.
Now to continue with the Thanksgiving festivities, Hofstra Today field reporter Kate O'Brien has her go-to recipe for the best apple pie you can bring to your gathering this year. What's going on, Kate?
Hi, I'm Kate O'Brien, and today I'll be making my favorite apple pie recipe to get you ready for Thanksgiving. So first I'm going to start out with peeling and coring 4 to 5 pounds of apples. Now that we have our apples already peeled and cored, it's time to put in some ingredients to let the juice release from the apples. So first we have sugar. Next, cup of brown sugar. And then finally, we have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 a teaspoon of nutmeg, cardamom, allspice, and ginger. And then last but not least, a pinch of salt. And I'll mix that all together. Now while we wait for our apples to settle, time to take care of the pie crust. First, we're gonna grease our baking dish, and then we'll slice open our pie crust. And now that the pie crust is all set inside the baking dish, it's time to start making the lattice that'll go right across the top of the pie over the apples. And now we're going to take the other half of our pre-made pie crust and cut it into lattice for the top of the pie. So you want to unroll this first, lay it down right here on some parchment paper, and then start slicing. And now that the lattice work for the pie crust is cut, we'll leave it here to wait until we put the apples inside the pie. And now we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Now that all the juice is released from the apples, we have a nice syrup at the bottom of our bowl right here, and we're going to pour in some cornstarch to make sure the apples don't stick together while we're cooking. Once your cornstarch is all mixed in, you're going to take your apples and you're going to layer them all around the bottom of the pie crust dish. And we're just going to put our last few bits of apples in. And we're going to take all this nice juice that we've collected. It's a nice syrup now with all the brown sugar in it. And we're going to take this and we're going to pour it right over the top. And now it's time to put some crust on top of the pie. So we already have our lattice cut right here. We're just gonna layer it over the top. Now that we have the lattice over the top of the pie, we need to cut off any of the excess so it doesn't stick to the dish. All right, and now that this part of the pie is all set, we're gonna do a nice egg wash over the top. So we have 1 egg already mixed up over here, and then we're gonna take this and just lightly brush it over the top. So make the pie turn a nice golden brown. Make sure you brush it on nice and thin. And now that our egg wash is all set on top of the pie, we're going to take a little bit of turbinado sugar and we're going to sprinkle it on top. This will also make it nice and tasty as well as a bit golden brown. We'll just grab 1 more little pinch of sugar for the top of this and we will put it in our oven. Besides apple pie on Thanksgiving, I love having mashed potatoes. My dad makes the best mashed potatoes. They're nice and smooth and just absolutely delicious. I'm not a big fan of turkey myself. I'm definitely more of a fan of the sides on Thanksgiving. And now it's time to let it sit in there for 75 minutes. So now make sure you have your oven mitts on so you don't burn yourself while getting the pie out of the 400-degree oven. We'll open it up. And voila, she looks beautiful. So as you'll see, it turned out to be a little bit more of an apple pie crumble, but that's okay because as you see, we do have some ice cream right here, and ice cream does indeed make everything better. For Hofstra Today, I'm Kate O'Brien, and this was my apple pie recipe.
Thanks again to Kate O'Brien for the pies. Gabe and I were able to try a couple slices, and let me say, it's a 10 out of 10. But don't go anywhere. After the break, we have a live weather update from Crystal Bermudez.
We're safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
And a beautiful fall day on Hofstra's campus. As we look around, the leaves are falling, the air's getting a little cooler, and Hofstra's campus goes into full fall mode for some beautiful photographs around campus. But as much as I'd like to talk about the fall weather some more, let's take a look at this week's weather forecast with Crystal Bermudez.
Thanks, Max and Gabe. For the rest of the day, we can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 64 and a low of 41. We will have winds gusting up to 12 miles per hour. Thursday will bring mostly cloudy skies with a high of 60 and a low of 56. Now let's take a look at how the rest of the week will take here on Hempstead. Friday will bring rain and wind early with the rest of the day being cloudy with scattered showers. On Friday, there will be a high of 65 and a low of 46. Into the weekend on Saturday, we will see mostly clouds with a high 57 and a low of 38. You'll want to grab a nice pair of sunglasses because Sunday is looking bright. You can expect mostly sunny days with a high of 51 and a low of 40. That's all for the 5-day weather forecast. I'm Crystal Bermudez. Back to you, Max and Gabe.
Thanks, Crystal. With the holiday season fast approaching, we asked members of the Hofstra community about what they are thankful for this year. With more on that, here's Caitlin Bancroft.
The leaves have changed and Thanksgiving break is 2 weeks away. We're outside of the Axon Library to catch up with students about their Thanksgiving break plans and what they're thankful for. What are you thankful for this year?
I'm thankful for the ability to get together with my family because I'm supposed to hang out with them this Thanksgiving and I wasn't able to last year.
I'm thankful to be back, honestly, in person with classes and my dance team.
I'm thankful for probably my friends and family.
I'm not thankful for homework.
Are there any Thanksgiving traditions that your family does every year?
Argue. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
For my family, generally, if we visit my uncle, we'll all sit around at the table and we'll either gamble or we'll play like apples to apples or even like Cards Against Humanity or something. My family gets very into those games.
First person to find the wishbone, they have to share with the person next to them, and they like crack it, and the one who like cracks it, and they get like the big part on top, like the bigger part of it, they get to make a wish.
It's usually the day after Thanksgiving. Some of my family make gingerbread houses because it's the Christmas season.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I love stuffing. My dad makes it the best. I haven't had a stuffing that's better than his, so I'm so excited to eat his this year.
Well, I come from an Italian family, so you usually have like monogot with the turkey and all that.
My mom makes a broccoli casserole that doesn't sound amazing, but to me that's amazing.
I feel like if it's done correctly, definitely the turkey, but it has to be done correctly, you know.
Yeah.
I frankly love mashed potatoes. They're not exclusive to Thanksgiving, but any opportunity that I can will them into existence and just sort of devour them, really tear into these mashed potatoes. It's a good day.
It seems like everyone's in for an eventful Thanksgiving. With Hofstra today, I'm Caitlin Bancroft. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Caitlin. Stay tuned for all the latest in entertainment up next.
We are at war with a virus, and healthcare troops and first responders are on the front line fighting it every day. Let's join the fight by staying home. Staying home is not a retreat. It's the most brave and aggressive weapon we have against this enemy. Because when we do stay at home, we help prevent overwhelming our hospitals while buying time for our scientists to find the vaccine. And that is how we beat it.
Now for the latest in Hofstra Entertainment, here's Madeline Greenberg.
Hofstra University is hosting another coffee house event in the Student Center next week. The event will feature performances from multiple Hofstra students and is open to all members of the Hofstra community. The coffee house will begin at 8 p.m. next Thursday, November 18th. Calling all theater lovers, next weekend Hofstra is hosting the Student Rep, a festival of student works. The festival will include acting, directing, and dance performances by Hofstra students from various organizations on campus. The event will take place in the Black Box Theater and is open only to members of the Hofstra community. Performances will take place on November 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd at 7 p.m. More information about the event can be found on the Hofstra events calendar. Also next weekend, the Hofstra Music Department and Director David Soto will present the Hofstra Wind Ensemble and Symphonic Band for a special performance. On Saturday, November 20th, performers will play traditional and contemporary works at the Tony and Martin Sosnoff Theater at 8 p.m. The event is free and open to the public, though advance registration is required on the Hofstra events calendar. For Hofstra Today, I'm Madeline Greenberg. Back to you, Max and Gabe.
Thanks, Maddie. Next, our field reporter Jake Epstein sat down with the president and vice president of the Hofstra Pride Network to learn more about how they are revamping the club.
Hi, I'm Jake Epstein, and I'm coming to you from the second floor of the Student Center, where the Pride Network is back and better than ever. Today we spoke with the president, the vice president, and the peer leader of the Pride Network to talk about the future of the club.
First, we spoke with Julia Davi and Sam Detweiler, who are the president and vice president of the Pride Network this year.
The Pride Network is a club for the LGBTQ+ community on campus. Our goal is to create a safe space for that community on campus. However, anybody is welcome to join and participate in any events or meetings that we have, and we're just trying to create a safe space for everybody.
Bringing back the Pride Network was really important for the Hofstra community, mainly because there's a huge, wide, diverse group of people here at Hofstra, and I really think it's important to have a community for the LGBTQ+ community here at Hofstra to be able to talk and feel included and feel like it's free to be themselves in any way, shape, or form that they want to do.
Then, we spoke with the peer leader of the Pride Network, Aaliyah Rochelle, to learn more about how the Pride Network is working with the Office of Intercultural Engagement and Inclusion.
So what the office hopes to do is provide support and resources for students, whether that's of like specific ethnic groups or LGBTQ+ identities, different abilities, things like that. And we also help bring events to campus that are focused on these things and help sponsor different events like the LGBTQ+ Studies Department. If they want to bring a specific event on campus, we would also help out with that.
The Pride Network was really affected by COVID-19. It actually became inactive, so we got derecognized from SGA, unfortunately. So we kind of lost all our funding. So this semester we've really been picking it up from like the ground.
Because there was so much Zoom, a lot of people lost their connections that TPN is really all about. So less people talking to people face to face became just more complicated than it should have been. So that's why the club started to phase out, just for the pure fact of there was no really anything that we could do outside of just Zoom. We are doing a full meeting about once a month, and we're doing some tabling events in the Student Center atrium, which we did some like National Coming Out Day, Pronouns Day, and stuff like that. If you want to be more involved with our community, we have our GroupMe information on the IEI office door. It's a scan, you can just scan in, enter into our GroupMe. We also have our Instagram page, as well as we have a TikTok. But yeah, come join us.
Thank you so much to Aaliyah, Julia, and Sam for joining us today to speak about the Pride Network. For more information on how you too can get involved with the Pride Network, please follow them on Instagram at Hofstra Pride Network for more information. For your Hofstra Today, I'm Jake Epstein. Thank you so much. Back to you in the studio, Gabe and Max.
Thanks, Jake. With everything you need to know about what's going on around the country, here's Rachel Lucier.
Thanks, Gabe. Local elections were held last week here on Long Island. Republican Hempstead Town Councilman Bruce Blakeman has been elected the new Nassau County Executive, defeating incumbent Democrat Laura Curran. Blakeman won the race by more than 12,000 votes. After his win, he already promised to not mandate vaccinations for Nassau County workers and says fostering safe and affordable communities is his top priority for the county. In other election news, Hempstead Town Supervisor Don Clavin will hold his seat, beating first-time candidate Jason Abelow. Clavin was elected first to the post in 2019. In Georgia, the trial against Gregory and Travis McMichael, who are accused of killing 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery, is underway. Both men have been charged with felony murder. The jury selection of the trial has been criticized, with only one of 16 jurors being a black man and the remaining 15 jurors being white. The prosecution began presenting evidence last week, calling responding officers, witnesses, and showing photographic evidence. In addition to the felony murder charges, the McMichaels were indicted by a federal court on interference of rights charges. That trial is set to begin in February of next year. And finally, Congress passed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure package, which will invest half of those funds to bridges, roads, water systems, and energy over the next 5 years. This bill was contentious within Congress as Democrats and Republicans negotiated over funding for the bill and how to do so without raising taxes. A portion of the bill will work to offset the nation's carbon output, investing nearly $100 billion into federal environmental projects. The bill, which was passed on Friday, will now go to President Biden's desk, where he is expected to sign. That's all for your national news. I'm Rachel Lucier. Back to you, Max and Gabe.
Don't go away. Hofstra Today will be right back with our sports update.
I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The nicotine in e-cigarettes is addictive and can harm brain development. That's why I worry about teens who try e-cigarettes. Many young people use pod-based e-cigarettes like Juul, which have high levels of nicotine. And because teens' brains are still developing, they can quickly become addicted. The tobacco industry uses fruit and candy flavors to attract young people, often turning them into lifelong users. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
With Hofstra Athletics in full swing, let's send it over to Danny DiCrescenzo with everything you need to know about the Pride.
Hofstra Volleyball is looking to get into the CAA tournament and capture some momentum when they take on conference rival James Madison University on November 13th and 14th. Winning their final 2 matches of the year will get the Pride to 9-7 in conference play this season. Both games start at 1 p.m. Come on out to support the Pride volleyball team as they try to end the season on a high note. Basketball season has begun. Speedy Claxton made his first appearance as the head coach of the Hofstra Pride last night against the University of Houston. Despite a comfortable lead for the majority of the game, the Pride was unable to defeat Houston with an overtime deficit and a final score of 75-83. Despite this, grad student Jalen Ray will lead the Pride in hopes of securing a spot in the NCAA tournament. The last time Hofstra made it to the big dance was days before the COVID-19 pandemic canceled the tournament. Last season, the Pride made it to the CAA tournament, but got bounced out in the semifinals. The Pride have their sights set on making the NCAA tournament once again, coming out to support the Pride during their first home game of the season on November 24th at 5 p.m. And finally, we are the champions. In women's soccer, that is. Hofstra beat Northeastern 2-1 to win the CAA championship. The game was held at Rudd Field in North Carolina. Northeastern got the scoring started in the 19th minute. Lucy Shepard for Hofstra scored the game-tying goal in the 24th minute, and Miri Taylor was the hero, scoring the game-winning goal in the 59th minute. With the win, the Pride have an automatic bid for the NCAA tournament. The next time you could see your Pride is Saturday, November 13th at 1 p.m. against Providence at Hofstra Soccer Stadium. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Danny. That will do it for today's episode of Hofstra Today.
Tune into our next episode on December 1st for another installment, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep you up to date on the latest Hofstra news. Signing off, I'm Max Sacco.
And I'm Gabe James. Have a wonderful Wednesday and a happy early Thanksgiving.